Ya está el auto. Sí, estamos ya a unos metros de ellos, ya estamos llegando.
Ya definitivamente dice que no está la situación, pero están pidiendo si tienen algo.
¿Quiénes son varios?
Oh God, look at the water. The storm, everything's flooding. Spain woke up to chaos.
Mamá, cierra la ventana y va.
Me da heavy, anda, el edificio aquí, un rayo en el edificio.
Sí, bueno, no tengo turbo para como se me mete el agua por dentro del motor, con lo bajo que es el mío.
Tuberías limpiísimas, ¿eh? Porque siempre había mal. A ver si el agua es del suelo.
Esto, pero...
What began as a powerful Atlantic storm system rapidly transformed into a national emergency as Storm Leonardo slammed into multiple regions, unleashing torrential rain, flash floods, and deadly landslides. Within hours, quiet towns became disaster zones. Streets turned into rivers. Cars were swallowed whole. Homes that had stood for generations were suddenly fighting to stay upright. Emergency alerts lit up phones across the country as authorities issued evacuation orders, warning residents that the danger was only beginning.
Ya estamos llegando.
¿Me puedo poner con el lateral?
Venga, exactamente.
The impact on infrastructure was immediate and devastating. Entire neighborhoods were submerged under muddy floodwater. Bridges collapsed under the pressure of raging currents. Roads fractured and disappeared beneath landslides, cutting off communities from rescue teams. Power lines fell. Water systems failed. Businesses were destroyed. Cafes, shops, family-owned markets, all left filled with sludge, debris, and broken glass. Hillsides gave way, sending walls of earth crashing into houses, burying vehicles, and blocking emergency routes. Fields were drowned. Crops were lost. Rivers overflowed their banks, redrawing the landscape in a matter of hours.
Desde la ventana del colegio. Madre mía.
Emergency services moved fast, but the storm moved faster. Firefighters, military units, police and civil protection teams worked through the night in near zero visibility. Helicopters attempted rooftop rescues in brutal winds. Boats were deployed through flooded streets where roads no longer existed.
Casa cheia d'água. Está tudo cheio d'água, estraga-se tudo. Máquina de lavar, frigorífico, tudo. Móveis, está tudo. A casa está quase para meia parede.
Es que es un río, es como si estuviera viendo un río en medio de una calle, donde nunca pasa el río. Pues igual, y me recordaba un poco cuando he visto a la gente quizás jugar chicas al tema de Valencia, entonces te pones un poco también en su lugar y te da mucha cosita de cómo, no sé, el desperfecto, que ojalá sea solo material, que no haya víctimas.
Rescue crews faced collapsed bridges, blocked access routes, and unstable terrain that made every mission life-threatening. In some areas, emergency teams were forced to retreat because the conditions were simply too dangerous. Communication networks failed. Power outages left thousands in darkness. The storm didn't just flood towns, it paralyzed response systems. The human cost continues to grow. Families have been displaced overnight, forced into emergency shelters, schools, and sports centers. Elderly residents were evacuated from rising waters. Children watched their homes disappear. Entire communities now face long-term uncertainty. Economically, the damage is staggering. Millions in losses to infrastructure, agriculture, tourism, and local businesses. Insurance claims are piling up. Local governments are overwhelmed. Recovery will not take weeks, it will take years.
Vaya colgado, hermano. Tú, pero el que se cree que tiene un barco.
No, pero no va a calar, no tiene la misión arriba, ¿sabes?
But even in devastation, resilience is visible. Neighbors helping neighbors. Volunteers delivering food and blankets. Rescue teams refusing to stand down. Communities standing in the wreckage of their streets, determined to rebuild what was lost.
El perro grande está con posada y no muerde ni nada. No puede morder, pero...
Storm Leonardo didn't just flood Spain. It exposed vulnerability, tested emergency systems, and reshaped lives in a single night. Yet within the destruction, something else remains clear: the strength of people who refuse to be broken by the storm. Even as the waters recede, the scars will remain, but so will the courage, the unity, and the will to rise again.